If you clicked on this video expecting it to be clickbait, I can assure you it is not. At one point on the Daft Peanut channel, there was a video where he reviewed Jaden Animation's Roll 34 and created a top 5 list of the best art pieces. It's bizarre, and I doubt he would do it in modern day. This was content from 2017, and I want to make it clear that Daft has taken these videos down, and I doubt he actually agrees with what he did within them anymore. However, this is the internet, and the internet is forever. So when I see something that's this incredible, is the word I'll use to describe it, of course I'm gonna give it a look, and if I think it'll make good content, why not discuss it? I know Daft has discussed videos from years ago made by people for his own content, so I don't see why I couldn't do the same thing myself, and I think it'll make an interesting video. But I would like to make it clear, me and Daft put our drama behind us, we let bygones be bygones, so I genuinely have nothing against the dude, and I don't want this to spiral into some bigger drama. I know a lot of people will see this video and be a little disgusted by the content within, but I don't think he stands by the mistake he made 5 years ago, being realistic. And also, before we have our fun, I do need to make one thing very clear. The original content I'm reacting to, it wasn't censored. I have had to painstakingly censor everything in this video beyond any kind of recognition. So the YouTube reviewer watching this video and determining whether they're going to take me out back and, well, dispose of me. This video is clean. It's scrubbed clean. There's nothing in any way provocative, but it is still quite funny. So if you'd like to support me for suffering through this abomination and censoring it for you so you can take a laugh at it with me, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to help me reach 100k. We're almost there. I would appreciate any kind of support. That being said, let's get right into it.
Jaden Animations is honestly one of the most pure YouTube channels I've ever covered.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Hey, this was in the title of the video. And yeah, for some reason, Jaden has a lot of based around her and drawn of her. Now, a couple of people on Twitter told me that this would not be a good idea, nor should I talk about it. But hey, if no one else is going to talk about it, might as well be me.
Okay, for all the aspiring YouTubers in the crowd, this is 101 of what not to do as a YouTuber. In fact, if YouTube themselves gave out a handbook of things you should never do, 101 things you should never do. There also may happen to be Dalmatians in this book, but regardless, if YouTube ever gave out a booklet that gave you 101 reasons, I'm pretty sure page 1 would be not to do this. If your fans tell you when you suggest an idea, this is a terrible idea, don't do this, I could never see this going right, here is a million reasons why you shouldn't do this, your response shouldn't be, well, someone's gotta do it. It should be, yeah, I should probably listen to the people who watch my content, because otherwise I'm probably gonna make a terrible mistake, and I could never see this going right. If your audience's first response to you suggesting an idea of reviewing NSFW content about a YouTuber is, don't do this, please don't do this, why would you do it? Like, I genuinely have to question the thought process going into this video, because it's genuinely insane. What kind of thought has to be going through your head when you're like, I think it's a good idea to make a video where I assess and review graphic depictions of a famous YouTuber who I already have issues with and have a prior controversy surrounding, even though my audience is telling me this is a fucking terrible idea. What has to be going through your head? I know content was a lot more Wild West-like in 2017, where you could probably get away with anything on YouTube, but come on, at some point your brain's gotta click and you've gotta be like, yeah, maybe not worth it. Also, a fun detour from the actual subject of this video, just because I thought it was an interesting tidbit. When I was in California, I did actually happen to just run into the Odd Ones Out. We were at the VidCon convention. I was with Sister Zio, Achito, I think Jay Aubrey, and a few others. We were walking through the halls, and all of a sudden the security starts forming this line around us, and we were all really confused. And then from the distance, I just spot him standing there in front of this post. And all of these people keep coming up and getting him to sign stuff. And being completely honest, he looked very anxious, like he wasn't expecting this. But it was really funny, and I've got to give him kudos, because, I mean, I only met a few fans, and that already was terrifying.
What's up? Yeah.
So I'm sure what he did was probably much more stressful. But it was really one of those moments I was like, it's a small world after all.
Bruh.
I wanted to go up to him and be like, Chucky Tom.
fuck up.
Pina, your favorite YouTuber.
So with that, I'm gonna list the top 5 Jaden
I think that is both the best and worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. What a sentence.
Number 5. This one just has bad anatomy. I mean, the is way too close to the The head looks fine though.
I never really laugh this hard when I'm making a video. And it's just, there's just something so good about this video. It's like, why is he so deeply analyzing this thing? Like, this is genuinely such a degenerate video. And it's so weird because it seems so out of character for Daft to make something like this. If I was Jaden, I would be probably very disgusted by this and feel very offended by it. Because it's pretty gross to have someone review content like this of you, especially when you've vocally denounced content like this. But oh my god, is it so unintentionally funny? It's so golden. Like, everybody has embarrassing videos they've made in the past. Me too. I've made videos that I think were so bad looking back on them. But fuck, are they hilarious.
Number 4. Okay, now this one is flipped. The head looks bad and the looks more accurate, but what's going on here? The spine is all wrong.
Thank God our connoisseur Daft Pina was here to set these naysayers right and tell them how to make good anatomy when it comes to Jaden Animation's Rule 34. Also, how was this ranked 3rd? Surely there's better out there, right? Like, I don't mean to be rude, but how is this the 3rd best out there? Surely he just picked some terrible ones for content, right?
Number 3. Look, you gave her pupils.
Who made this thing? Why does it have pupils? What is wrong with it? I'd be nicer, but this is creepy content made of someone without their consent, so I think I'm okay to mock it. Why does it look like that? Why does it suddenly jump from regular to this fucking abomination? Did an actual human draw this, or this is like AI generated? Why do the eyes change so much? I know I was supposed to be memeing Daft, but that image came out of nowhere. Why does it look like that? Where did he find this thing?
Also, this has a dent in it.
Okay, I think we can come to a mutual agreement here that we're just gonna pretend he didn't do whatever that was, because I don't want to talk about it, and I'm sure you don't want to talk about it, and I don't think it should be on our minds any longer, so let's make a mutual agreement to pretend that didn't happen.
Number 2. Alright, this looks a bit like her art style, but why is her head oval? Come on, you could just drew a circle. I mean, it's not that hard in Flash. Unless you're using a free animated software. Whoever those are.
Jesus Christ. That joke was terrible.
And here's number 1. Oh my god, she's pregnant. Just stop this now.
Oh god, I can see why you wanted this video deleted. That hurt to watch. Ouch, ouch, why did he say that? Why did he do it like that? Why did he deliver that sentence like that? That made my skin crawl. I feel all clammy. I'm actually just gonna take a shower now to like wash whatever that was off of me.
Also, despite being weird, this art piece does have a good art style.
Why is he complimenting the pregnant Jaden Animations artwork? Like, they're not gonna draw you next. I hope they aren't gonna draw you next. But why does he feel the need to be like, the artwork? Top class, mate. Bloody brilliant. If it wasn't Jaden Animations pregnant, I think it would be a banger. I'm so sorry for my patriotic brothers in arms.
Alright, done with the list. I'm gonna talk about this one now. This piece actually fooled me for a second. The art style is very close to Jaden's, like a great recreation. Then again, maybe he or she just redrew the poses from one of her videos and edited the text. But I think it's done quite well. And as you look closer in the image, you'll notice the extra effort this person put in, such as the side videos. My thoughts on Gamer Girls, my opinion on and 10 reasons why was an inside job.
It is so bizarre watching this older content and realizing how much edgier this dude used to be in the past. That was genuinely an inside job. I'm not gonna explain what that's referencing. If you know, you know. That was genuinely an inside job joke in a Daft Pina video. Like, I swear this dude calls out people for this sort of thing nowadays. It's so weird. Also, this entire segment, the animated GIF and all, was just completely uncensored, and I wish I didn't have the displeasure of seeing it all. I don't know why Daft made this video, but the thing he says next is the worst part of all of it.
Drawing Jaden, don't do that, especially if you can't draw. That's extra bad. Also, it makes Jaden feel like a subject. Don't do that.
In this video, Daft actively acknowledges that this type of content makes Jaden feel uncomfortable and quite grossed out, yet he still glorifies it, promotes it, and even includes some of it completely uncensored in his channel, saying it's incredible art, or that he loves the art style, etc. I just think that entire idea that he thinks this is in some way okay to make a video endorsing content that makes Jaden feel grossly uncomfortable is really weird. And as I said, I know he's changed from this, he's learned from this, but I do still think this point is relevant, because even if Daft has changed, there are many other YouTubers who make content like this on other people, not just Jaden, and it's really gross. And I'm not going to go after some of these channels because some of them are smaller, and I don't really want to bash younger creators that are more inexperienced. They're going to make mistakes. But I think it's important to get this kind of message across, that it's really gross and weird to do this, and incredibly disrespectful in a lot of cases, and I have no idea why Daft made this. But with that being said, that was the video he didn't want you to see, I guess. If my body turns up in the Hudson Bay floating around tomorrow, you know why. Thanks for watching, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to support more content like this one. I'll see you next time, and basketball is for losers. Peace.
Said she wanna rock with a nigga like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with a nigga like me. We can catch a fly. Said she wanna rock with a nigga like me.